Custom Awning's Balzer grain cart is going to be heading our way soon, and today we're going to take an early look at it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Custom Awning has released lots of really cool stuff over the years, and this definitely tops the cake. First, just to note it, it holds over 100,000 liters, like 100,431, I believe. The wheels on the thing are almost as tall as our character is. Hey, true to form, you're gonna find some of the most detailed bits and bobs on a mod ever on Mod Hub on this mod. So then let's talk about it a little bit. Once it is released on the Mod Hub, you'll find it under Balzer Field Floater 7 grain cart. Bam, right here, shown as the 2850 Field Floater 7. 100,431 liters. Ridiculous. It weighs 17.4 tons by itself, and it is recommended to use over 500 horsepower. They say 570 should do the trick. However, you need to make sure you got a lot of wheels on the ground, like duals or triples. Don't try and mess with super singles. They don't work. Speaking of rims and tires, let's talk about the ones available for this mod. We have Michelin. However, this is the only model of Michelins that we've got on here. We do have Goodyear, but I don't think these are going to be making their way to console. I believe this is like a PC version, but we'll see. The probably Lizard, something like that. And then we have custom wheels. I don't know if this is custom brand wheels or custom modding, not really quite sure, but these things are absolutely epic. So we have the 1250 500R30 Super Cat, so stupid. We also have the Diamond version, a non-skid Super Turtle, and then back to the Super Cat again. I love the Super Turtle so much, you have no idea. So we're gonna go with those. Scale, this is gonna be around towards the front. It's a lot. It's going to have a lot of digits on it. Shovel, this is going to be added around towards the front left-hand side. So there you go. Air hose reel and fire extinguisher. So we've got our air hose reel, we've got our fire extinguisher stuff on there. All good to go, ready to rock. Chain cover, you could do a yes if you want to, but I think it looks so cool without it on there. You can see all the moving bits and bobs. It's so awesome. We also have a tarp version. If you guys want to throw a tarp on there, there's no animation on the tarp, at least on the version that I've got. So it just kind of is opened or is closed and is magic. And then we have multiple color options. So we have a black, we have a gray around towards the bottom. We have green, which matches up with John Deere. Orange, which I'm not quite sure what that matches up with, but hey, orange if you want it. And then we have blue if you want that too. In its most expensive form, pricing goes from $197,000, roughly 200 grand, and jumps another $37,000 if you've got all of the most expensive parts added. As always, Custom Awning nails it again with quality, beautiful pieces, even down to the smallest little bolts in there, all the rivets, things like that. Everything just looks incredible. I'll try and turn the light on so you guys can kind of see. Even on the inside of the wheels, look at that. Look at that sticker. You could read it. I really love that. That's so cool. Even when you get all the way up here, you could see everything. Look at that. Look at that. Look at these warning stickers. You see this? I can read every single one of these. Nobody's doing that. So because this holds so much, because Custom Awning recommends such a high horsepower, I thought, you know what? Why don't we go with the Challenger that's part of their AGCO mod pack? This has got enough horsepower, right? Sure, they recommend it 570, but this is 517. This should be fine, and as you can see, at least carting around, no problems. But when loaded up with something as trivial as wheat from the field, it becomes extremely difficult to get up the tiniest little hills. Now, is this working? Kinda. Well, she's struggle bussing. So I decided to get a couple more base game tractors out and see what would work, because this does work, but I think we can all agree that's a lot of grain and a lot of weight. So we're going to play a little game that I like to call, can you get up this little hill right here? Can you? It's a long name, but it's a fun game. So let's start with this, the John Deere. Here's the thing about the John Deere. It's already clipping into the ground. That's not a good sign. Now, does it have the power? Does it have the oomph on the ground to pull this up this little hill and make it not look terribly difficult? Yeah, it actually did just fine. So tracks is a thumbs up. So if 4 tracks do good, well, maybe 2 tracks could be even better. And this was a very popular setup for grain carting here in the States, at least with a John Deere, like an 8R or 9R, something like that. But quickly we see a problem as soon as I hook up. We do a wheelie, and normally this is cool, but in this case I'm absolutely terrified, and I'm sure you would be as well. This actually has a little bit more power than the John Deere does, so it works, but the vehicle itself doesn't weigh enough. Not to mention the fact that the grain cart just pushes the tractor. How's about the New Holland T9? This one's interesting because it's got 12 more horsepower than our John Deere. It also weighs 2.5 tons less, and it's got more torque. So this should do okay. Tracks are still clipping into the ground a little bit because of the weight. However, due to having a lot more torque, it actually feels like it's driving a lot more smooth, though we aren't going as fast. So there's that. So what about the case? This is actually the first thing that I got whenever I was starting to do some testing with this. It's got more power, it weighs more, it's got more ground contact, though the thing to also note is tracks don't deform under their own air pressure, and wheels do. So let's see how this does. Well, the front came up a little bit. That was a fun thing. And I believe the front wheels are off the ground. They were for a second. Oh, they definitely are now. So it definitely gets moving. It definitely gets grooving. It moves the trailer around pretty well, but it does wheelies. So, oh, I can't stop. So yeah, this tractor might be a I think so far, honestly, the John Deere or the New Holland seem to be the winners, but we got a big bud, because of course I do. So then, what about the big bud? This is the Giant Software Big Bud, so base game more or less, the one that came with the DLC in Farm Sim 17. You might have better results if you use some big LSWs, like they come on the version from JHHG Modding, or maybe a little bit more power like you get with the Spano. So, let's hook up here. The front definitely comes off the ground a little bit, and the rear wheels get smooshed. However, with 500 more horsepower and literally twice the weight tonnage of the John Deere, this has no trouble. None whatsoever. This is what the Big Bud was made for. It was pulling around the largest grain cart ever. So, honestly, I say go with the John Deere or the Big Bud, especially if you want to pull this thing around fully loaded. I will also give this thing some credit where credit's due. It's got some really good suspension on it. I mean, it's not great. I mean, you're not going to do this on purpose. But if you had to, I mean, the suspension's pretty good. Look at it moving around under there. Look at that. This is a grain cart, and it's doing this. It's fantastic. Look at that. Oh, it looks so good. Yeah. Never thought a grain cart would make a Big Bud look small. Now, because I like pain, I think that it would be a lot of fun to hook this thing up to the TLX 9000, which it's got a decent weight to it, but also it's got 2,000 horsepower and goes 158 miles an hour. So I would like to see, can this thing pull it? So let's fill it up with wheat, and let's get it going. Now it's pulling it. But you may notice that my front wheels are completely off the ground, which removes my ability to steer. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Not in the way that I've got it set up right now, anyway. I got a little bit of help here. One idea was to put the like, was it 10-ton weight or whatever it is, some crazy weight that 82 Studios got. Put that thing on the front, so it's got adjustable weight. So you can see here as I take the weight down, it raises and take the weight that way, and it's just not heavy enough. So we will raise that as much as it will let us. To about right there. And now go. Yeah, that actually worked. It's fantastic. Why would you ever need to do this? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. I think it's fun. It's ridiculous, but it's fun. So yeah, there you go. That's the Balzer. It is for custom modding, and it is absolutely epic. The Field Floater 7 grain cart. Who knew 100,000 liters of grain could fly? Well, what'd you expect? And that is it for this one. I want to thank Custom Awning for sending over the grain cart to take a look at. This thing is absolutely insane. I had so much fun playing around with it today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like. Get subscribed if you're new. Join the DjGoHam fam. Do a notification dance as well. That way, never miss daily farming simulator videos here on the channel. If you guys want to check out more Custom Awning Monte, click the link down in the description. Otherwise, just hope you have a great day. We'll see you guys later.